Hello and welcome back to SnowRunWith.com. In this lecture, we're going to create our first Java program called Hello World. So in our previous lectures, we installed Java for your Mac and Windows machine. We also installed IntelliJ, which is our IDE to write Java code for both Mac and Windows machine. So now it's finally time to get your hands dirty and write some Java code. To go depth in Java, I would like to first explain to you how you can basically create a simple program called Hello World. So now, before I do that, I'm actually going to explain each and every line of code here. So you can see here, I've got this public class Hello World. So that basically means is that this is a class name called Hello World. Okay, don't worry about each keyword because we're going to go in depth in our future Java classes. And the next line of code here is public static void main. That is our main method that actually displays the output called Hello World. Like again, don't worry about this line of code here, okay, as we're going to learn about this as we go more depth into Java. So the only thing we need to actually worry about or learn is this line of code here, system.out.println hello world. Since we're trying to print out hello world, here I'm actually going to do system.out.println hello world. So here, now what this line of code basically does is, since you're actually printing out the string this from your computer, right? This is using system is like a class of Java, okay? So I'm using the system class, then I've got out, okay? This is the other method of this system class. So I'm actually printing it out, right? So system.out.println. So you're printing hello world, right? And ln means line, okay? So you're printing out hello world in one line. So when I run this code here, this 4 lines of code, it's actually going to do hello world. So you can see here, I know it's a lot of lines of code, but that's how Java is, right? Java has got a lot of syntax. Okay, so in order to just print out this hello world, you need to write this 4 lines of code. So now, since we understood what this line of code means, now let's actually get our hands dirty and write our first program called hello world. Okay, so I'm actually going to go to IntelliJ here. So I'm actually going to go Finder and Applications, and here I'm actually going to go IntelliJ. So I'm going to scroll down here. There we go, IntelliJ. I'm going to click it, and once I do that, okay, it's going to start up IntelliJ. So now here I'm actually going to create a new project. So as you can see here, this IntelliJ is using this Java version 9, as you can see here. So now then you click next, then it says to use command line app. No thanks, I don't need to. Now here it says project name. Okay, so I'm actually going to do Selenium Java. So I'm actually going to do finish. You're going to see a folder called Selenium Java. Then you have this .idea, which is actually the folder for this IntelliJ, so you don't have to really worry about this. You also have this .iml. Okay, then also you don't have to worry about that. Okay, this is all the IntelliJ files, and here you've got this folder called src, so you're going to worry about. So in here, I'm actually going to create a new class called hello world. So we're going to write our first Java code to actually print hello world. So here, go new, right click, new Java class, and in here, I'm going to call it hello world. I'm going to click OK. Then you can see this hello world class is created. So now I've got this public class hello world, right? As soon as you create this hello world, it's going to have this syntax, right? Which means you created a public class called hello world. I need to actually create a main method. Okay, so I'm actually going to do public static void main. I'm actually going to do string or args in here, and that one. So to actually explain you in briefly, this public means you're actually making it public. So if you have another class that could use it. Static means that this method does not change, it's constant. Void means it does not return anything. This main method means this is our main method that the computer knows that to execute this method. When you run it, it's going to execute this main method. Then you have parameters here, string, and these arguments, okay? And the arguments could be an array. So anyway, I'm not going to go depth because it's going to make it more confusing, but I was just explaining what that line of code means. So now, I'm actually going to print out hello world. So I'm actually going to do system. You can see here, the java.line class in here, and out. So you're actually printing it out, and print. So you have print and println. Okay, I'm actually going to use println. And in here, I'm actually going to do hello world. And I'm going to end this line of code with semicolon. Okay, one thing you need to understand in Java is like every time you write your code, you want to end it, right? Your statement code, Java code, you're going to actually put this semicolon. Now, I'm actually going to run this program and see how it works, okay? So there's basically 3 different ways to run this program, right? You're in IntelliJ. First thing you can actually do is you can click in anywhere and just do write and run. So when you run this 4 lines of code, it's going to build and compile your code. Then it's going to actually parse and it will print the output called hello world. So first thing I did was I just clicked anywhere and did right click. The other way you can do it is going to your folder and your class, and you go into your class and you just right click and run it. Which is basically doing the same thing. It also prints hello world. The third way you can do is actually go run and just do run hello world. So now, as you could see here, we created a hello world Java program. Okay, we wrote some Java code here that actually prints out hello world. So now, if I wanted to print out different things than hello world, I can just do hello students, welcome to Udemy Java class 101. So now, save this and right click it and run it. Instead of hello world, it's going to say hello students, welcome to Udemy Java class 101. So you can see here, we are printing out the words that you want. And we are printing out a string, whatever string we want from your computer, right? That's pretty powerful. And that's pretty much how you can print out the Java, you can use Java program to actually print out something to you. So that's it from this lecture. I hope you guys understood how you can create a simple Java program that actually print out hello world or any string that you like. So that's it for this lecture. I'll see you guys in our next lecture.